Brought to you by Remax Diamond Realty.
All right, Happy Day, everybody. We greeted you in Chamorro. Now I have a Latin phrase I would like you to remember for all time. Caveat emptor. If you didn't know what that means, it comes from marketing terms. It's buyer beware. Now, why are we talking about this right now on a real estate show? Because Liz and Gina are here from Remax Diamond Realty Guam. And ladies, this is a phrase that people really need to familiarize themselves with because there has been some shady behavior going on as of late on Craigslist.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It's been a common problem, and what we wanted to let the public be aware is we're getting calls from people that are, at least I know something's up when they say, hi, I'm looking at this property, who's the owner? And I had a funny feeling is, why are you asking that question? You know, because we represent the owners. And then I had this light bulb go on. Wait a minute, are you calling? Are you seeing this on Craigslist? And if it's $2,200 and Craigslist is telling you the rent is only $700, something's wrong. I said, do not send your money. Do not send your money because you won't get it back, and it's a scam. So I just heard a story just a few minutes ago where someone went to look at this property. They found it on Facebook. They called the person, and the person lived off island, and they said they were a pastor, and that
which already is kind of suspect.
Well, they're a pastor, and they reduced it because they need the money to make their mortgage payment, and they don't want to lose the property. So they drove up to the house, checked it out, asked the person who owns the property, and they said, oh, it's a local family, and they live down the road. So they went down the road and found out that it's listed with a realtor, and that the person that they're speaking with on the phone is not the correct owner. So we've heard many stories where people send off the money and there's no way of recovering it. So if it's a deal that's too good to be true, you know, always get more information and do not send money to someone off island because you won't recover those funds back.
Well, Gina, because the people perpetrating themselves as a legitimate deal maker, they tend to be off island. Like Liz was just saying, they typically require that you do so. Use PayPal, use some electronic, and it's hard to recover that.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jason, actually, we've had instances where it was somebody on island who actually said, meet me at this location, I'll give you the keys, I'll collect the funds. It makes it difficult. You know, as a consumer, it's hard for you to know what you need to do to verify information. But whether the person is off island or on island, you have to really educate yourself and figure out, you know, we know how to verify information. It's part of what we do for a living. But if you call on an ad or you see an ad in Craigslist or Facebook, and nowadays with the internet, there's so many avenues that these people could get in front of your face. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You have to figure out now, buyer beware. You have to figure out, how do I verify this information? It's just, you're an easy target right now because of the instance of the internet where they can reach out, they can communicate with you, and sometimes, you know, it just really sounds like a great deal. And some of it is. I mean, I have to say there might be legitimate advertisements out there by legitimate owners and the deals are good, but you should verify it now.
And therein lies the problem because, you know, you can say, okay, that deal sounds too good to be true, but there's that little angel on one side of your shoulder telling the demon on the other side. He's like, well, if this is a legit deal, you don't want to pass this up. So, so Liz, where can we go if we suspect something like, and people say like, I know there's some swindling going on. Do I report this to GPD? Do I call my mayor? Do I call my realtor? Or do I call the Attorney General's office?
I would call the AG's office because there's a consumer protection. You know, Gina has a story where someone gave, what is it, Gina, 6 months?
So I had an instance where the potential tenant drove up to the house that they've already leased. And in my case, it was also a minister. I guess that particular scenario, it's easy to believe, you know, how could a minister lie to me?
Right.
But you don't know that it's truly, I mean, you're just talking to somebody over the phone. So in my particular case, the potential tenant called, made contact with the so-called owner, wired 6 months worth of rent, $600 per month.
Oh no.
Wired it to the owner, and then drove by the house and noticed that my sign was still there. And what this person told the potential tenant was, my realtor hasn't leased out my property and I can't wait anymore. So I'm just going to rent it out myself. I've discounted the price, so go ahead and send me the money. And it sounded like a really good deal. The person they were talking to sounded really legit. So they went ahead and sent the money and then called me to say, could you please get your sign removed? Because we've already leased it. We're waiting for the keys. The owner's going to mail us the keys. So I said, okay, that's not a problem. My issue is the owner lives here in Guam. And I just spoke to him yesterday and he didn't make any mention of leasing out the house. So I said, can I ask who you rented it from? Because the owner's name is this. And they said, okay, well, that's not the person I'm dealing with. And so I gave them all the information they needed to verify, and it turned out they got scammed.
No. So would it be fair to say, as we head into commercial break, what they should probably first and foremost contact the Attorney General, because like you said, there is a consumer protection division. They're aware of these things. They know how to handle it. They can possibly start working on maybe compensation if you're lucky, but also inform.
I doubt that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
There's no, I mean, we've had so many people that call and
can't reclaim.
there's no way. How do you track it? It's all online. So I recommend call a realtor who's familiar with the neighborhood, familiar with the properties that are currently available, and ask them questions. Don't do it on your own, because you have a tendency to be taken advantage
At least
of.
find out if it's listed. We can
right.
give you the agent's
Yeah.
name and you can call and verify it. At least do that.
it's as easy as that. All right.
Yes,
All right. Well, thank you
absolutely.
so much. It's good that we have two kind souls like yourselves to offset some of the people who want to make bad deals. So
That's
thank you.
right.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right. Please stay tuned, everybody. We're back after this. Be safe.